Hi, Shesez. I'd like to just start by introducing myself, and then in a few minutes I can show a sample of what I can do in terms of editing and voiceover for Boundary Break. First of all, my name is Tim. I finished school in 2016 with a degree in 3D art and animation for video games, but I'd say I'm more of a jack of all trades when it comes to visual media. I made videos as far back as 2008 when I would put together Super Smash Bros. Brawl prediction videos using Windows Movie Maker, and at my time pretty poor Photoshop skills. Right now I have my own personal projects I've been working on. I just finished a CG environment using Unreal Engine 5. And I'm in the pre-alpha stage of a solo indie dev game I've been working on for about a full year now. That said, I'm more than happy to put both those things on the back burner just to be able to be part of this show. Working on my own is great, but I'd really like to be part of a team effort again. I'll put some more information about myself in the email, but for now, here is just a sample of how I would do an episode of Boundary Break. I hope to hear from you, Shesez. Take care and stay safe. Hello, and welcome to Boundary Break, an ongoing series where we basically take the camera anywhere we want and try to find secrets and new discoveries to some of our favorite games. In this video, I'll be taking the camera outside of where it's normally allowed to go in the game Inscription to see what we can find out of bounds in the cabin. Also, the brightness will be cranked way up so we can actually see what we're looking at. Now with that all said, let's get started. The first thing some people may be wondering is if the room behind the glowing door exists all the time, or if it's only called in when the door is open. Well, if I clip through the door, we can see that the room doesn't exist until it's needed, though I will be showing that room later as there's a lot of interesting stuff in there. What is behind the door now, though, is the Stunted Wolf card, which I believe is the version of the card used in a cutscene, along with another card that actually changes every so often, and I'm not sure why that one is there. If we take the camera above the ceiling of the cabin, we can see that that's where the map is stored when it's not being used, and it's kept fully rolled up when it's being stored out of bounds. By the way, the Stunted Wolf card inside the Cuckoo Clock is a different object than the card out of bounds, in case anyone is wondering. Here's a view that the player is never supposed to be able to see. If we take the camera out of the normal first-person view, we can see that the player's hand is gigantic. Something I found interesting is this big empty space in the wall. At first I thought it was a glitch with the free camera mod, but then I realized that this corner of the cabin is normally too dark for the player to be able to see anything, so the developer just didn't put a wall there. Now, just for fun, here's another angle of the player's arm, and it's a lot longer than I would have expected. You can also see that there's a vignette graphic stored here out of bounds, and for some reason it also shows a duplicate of your mouse cursor. I'm going to end this episode with the back room at the cabin, but first here's some views of Leshy that the player normally doesn't get to see in very clear detail. Something I didn't expect is that his pupils have this blotchy kind of shape to them, and it reminds me of the pupils of a Rick and Morty character. So here's the other room that Leshy drags you to when you lose the game. It's way easier to make out the details in this room with the brightness increased, and there's quite a bit more to see in here than I had expected. If I take the camera over to the pile of previous victims, you can see that there are flies circling around them, but the flies are actually just circles, and that the corpses actually have glowing eyes. Here's Leshy again, and you can see the part of his arm and torso that's modeled in better detail, and you can also see that most of the cabin is cold out while you're in the other room, but not all of it. The most interesting thing I found, though, is that the bodies of Magnificus and PO3 are actually stashed in the back room, along with the other corpses, which I was definitely not able to make out while playing the game normally. Well, that's everything for this video. There's a whole lot more of Inscription that I'd love to show off, but I'm going to cut it short here, Shesez, and let you consider all your applications. Send me an email if you have any questions for me, or if you think that you might be interested in having me join the channel. I'd love to work with you. Anyways, thanks so much for checking out my submission, I hope you liked it, and you have a great day. Take care.